Good evening, you join me at the cul-de-sac, the cunty cul-de-sac, good versus evil, the scene of a few altercations, not physical, but verbal altercations and shenanigans, because that's what it is, isn't it? It's a clash between good and evil. Wonky Willie Walter with his 3 security cameras. Have you noticed that, right? It's a bit like live by the sword, die by the sword, right? If anybody that's got 3 security cameras on the outside of their house, what's that tell you? Does that tell you they're a nice person? Why would you need that? I mean, I didn't see Dumfries look at it. Cul-de-sac. It's Cam cul-de-sac, right? There's nobody about. It could be the most peaceful. It's not exactly. We're not on Nits Hill, and yet you've got 3 cameras, right? What does that say? It's like, I think maybe this particular individual has riled up a few people in his time, and that obviously is the case. But I've talked about this ad infinitum. But why not just, since I've got too much time on my hands, why not use that time for a positive reason? Right, so let's talk about the time where I woke up. It just came to me. It came to me in a dream. Woo! It was like, Dave, I'm a free man. This is my life. It's not for sale. I won't be a fool of your skillful misinformation, not a puppet for your world domination. I have a soul and a mind as well. Don't think that you can tell me lies. I realize the truth. I'm a free man. So it occurred to me, I'm a free man. God makes men what they are. Freedom, Hi, I'm David Keenan. I see a whole cul-de-sac full of cunts. You've come here as cunts, and cunts you are. What will you do with that cuntiness? Keep being cunts, or will you change and let me show you the way of how to be a nice person, that kind of thing, And dying in your cunty little beds, as cunts, would you not have been willing to trade all that wasted time just for one chance to be a nice neighbour? No, you wouldn't have done that, would you? So that morning I was like, right, I'm going to sit, emulate the greats. So obviously Arnold Schwarzenegger, hashtag Arnold Schwarzenegger muscles, glorious Graham O'Brien, massive life force. I'm able to do all this stuff, right? Because I've got all my free time in my hands, and because I've got all the world in my hands, I've got the whole world in my hands, I've got the whole world in my hands, I've got the whole world in my hands, oh, yeah. So I was like, I got up in the morning, it was like, came to me, right, I'll take the the turbo trainer, indoor trainer, I'll carry it. So I carried it, I was walking it, and it was like 3 o'clock, it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. And I didn't usually get up that early, but I got up that early, walked down the street, and the whole street was mine. The world is mine, Ken Scarface, right? So I was walking down there, right, carrying the turbo trainer, and then I carried the bike in one hand, or whatever it was like carrying the drum mat, right? So I was going to use the drum mat, which I've used as a thing to put the turbo trainer on. I carried all 3 things round. It took two trips because I couldn't do it on one go, walking down the street. And all the people I meet, not trying to be, and I saw a couple of, this is a wee sidebar, right? I saw a couple of young attractive females, right? But obviously, because I've said before, I'm the glorious gentleman, the perfect example of what a man should be in Scotland, right? So I'm walking down, so I didn't try to rape them, I never. But what I did was, after, because they said to me they were on a night out, they'd be at the venue, right? And it was early in the morning, they were all tired and knackered, and they had to get all the way to Heath Hall. And I offered, as the perfect gentleman that I am, at least aim for perfection. You might end up just, top caliber, high quality, well-rounded, Great Gatsby man, So I think I've no far off that level, I think. So I gave them offered to give them a lift. So I took them in the car to Heath Hall, and I never raped them. Never touched them up, never spoke inappropriately, So I'm no scared of getting me too'd, I did watch, I was careful about what I said, I didn't say, do you want to see my muscles, baby? I've got the top percent, I'm in the top 1% of glutes in Dumfries in Scotland. Yeah, you want to see my ass, baby? You like my tits? Save that for the internet. Get called genius for saying, do you like my tits? On YouTube, do it in real life, and you'll be a creep. But of course I wouldn't do that. The worst I did was, obviously, before that wall over there, doing my ballet poses, zoom in for effect, right? Doing all my ballet poses and all that. Did was I saw a couple of girls and they were out there. This dances if no one's watching. So I was doing that, doing it in a little private little world, because you're allowed to play, even if you're a middle-aged man. Hello, you're still allowed to play. Because did I ever tell you about it when I carried Timothy Chalamet's Golden Crown? I'll say that again. Carried Timothy Chalamet's Golden Crown. It was really quite cool. I carried Timothy Chalamet's Golden Crown. I carried Timothy Chalamet's Golden Crown. Just let that simmer. Just let that simmer. I carried Timothy Chalamet's Golden Crown in the procession. Yeah. It was really quite good. Do you want me to go in and tell you about what it was like? I didn't have the flowery adjectives, but anyway. So I did that, and then they were watching. So dance as if no one's watching. I think that's part of what that experience... Did that experience give me that, or was I already that way, and that's how I got to that, you know... on that biggest stage, and was able to conduct myself with all the, you know, clarity and glorious self-control and poetic ballet, like you know, like Michael Jackson doing the moonwalk with the glorious light being light being diffused through the stained glass windows, illuminating my path like Michael Jackson doing the moonwalk. That kind of poetry, something like that. I'll have another shot at it maybe sometime, you know. But it was good. It was really quite good. Ken as the head supporting artist nobleman from Dumfries, the only guy from Dumfries to have lasted in the toughest night. I've said that before. It's boring, but so dance if no one's watching. So I had that glorious high feeling after achieving that, didn't I? So when I was walking around for years, I felt on a high. So I was like fucking playing on the walls, fuck all, to like achieving on the biggest stage. You know, it's funny they you know. So the girls, I was flexing my muscles, and they saw it, and then I kind of smiled at them. But there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think I'll get me too for that. Do you think? That's fine, because I wasn't doing it for them. They happened to be watching, Your Honour. You know. But I mean, they had the glorious privilege of getting to see me do that. So why not? As the guy that you know, did the almost CV, you know, the guy that's given a multiple Scottish road race champion Graham McGarrett to kick up the backside to push him onto greatness, because he went for the Scottish hour record. I'm mixing it with these guys. That's the level I'm at. Ken. So I think, you know, I'm not getting paid for any of this stuff, right? So why not enjoy the beautiful feeling of success? You know, and long may I feel that and use it for a positive reason, to try and uplift the little kiddies in the cul-de-sac that can't fucking grow up. But anyway, so I gave the wee lassies a wee lift home to Heath Hall, and obviously I left with them. There's an example what a fucking man should be in this country, you know what I mean? Whereas that guy there is the complete opposite of what a guy should be, you know? But anyway, you know, so I did obviously set up the turbo trainer there, didn't I, as the glorious free-spirited man that I've turned into, the glorious masculine peacock, and I did that. Did the performance there and on the turbo trainer. So hopefully it's made them think. Do you think it's woken them up, or do you think they're just got to be cunts for the rest of their lives, you know?